Hey everybody, this is Johnny V, one of the three hosts of the Inside Handoff, a football podcast. Obviously, you'll notice that it is just me and I am running solo right now. Obviously, sometimes when you're running a podcast like this, schedules get very difficult to line up properly, so you can't get in uh, a show on the schedule you want to maintain, and that's what happened this week. Real life, she's a cruel, heartless, fickle mistress that is almost as evil and mean as the football gods sometimes. But just me right now. Not going to do a full episode because nobody wants to listen to me ramble about football by myself for however long I want to do it. So I'm not really going to touch on any of the news or topics, conversations, or things like that we were going to go with. And obviously, we'll be back for week 4 with more stuff. But what I am here for right now is we're going to run through the results of last week's pick'em, and we're going to give you an update on total scores through 3 weeks. If you watched last week's episode, you know that it was going to be a very tight race for who would win and who would lose. And yet again, as was the case last week, our lowest scores are equal or higher than our highest scores the week before. So we are getting much better at our prediction game as the season goes on and on and on. This week, our lowest score, two of the three hosts tied at 11, with the winner this week getting 13 correct picks in the pool. Um, if you watch, you know we picked a lot of the same teams for a lot of games. That's why there's such a small variation. Everybody picked the Panthers. Everybody picked the Panthers. Everybody picked the Bills, the Browns, the Ravens, and the Titans to win, and they did. Everybody picked the Falcons to win. Everybody picked the Raiders to win, and everybody picked the Cowboys to win. Obviously, those were all wins that we were correct on. Everybody picked the Chiefs to beat the Chargers, and obviously that didn't happen, and that was going to be a topic of conversation we were going to have this week. We'll see if it's still relevant next week. We'll talk about them. And we all picked the Pats to go over the Jets. Over the Saints, excuse me, not the Jets. If they'd have lost to the Jets, somebody would have got fired. As for Lone Ranger, Zach picked the Jets. Broncos won that. Jared and I both received points for that. Lone Ranger pick for Zach also picked the Vikings over the Seahawks. Obviously, the Seahawks could not prove victorious there. And as for solo picks, I picked the Rams to go over the Bucks. I was the only one that saw that one coming. And of course, I picked the Packers to go over the 49ers. Again, I was the only one correct there. So obviously, if you've been following the math along, Zach and Jay are both tied this week at 11 points. It was a very good week for both of those guys. However, my score was just a little bit higher, coming in at 13 points on the week. Now, we're going to run out, do some quick math here as we go through. And so far, Zach has 27 correct points on the season. Jer has 30 correct points on the season, and I have 31 points on the season. It's still a very tight race here. We're just heading up on the one quarter point of the season. Obviously, we're going to keep rocking it, keep working it, and then we'll see where we stand at the end of the season. But right now, I have a very slim 1 point lead on Jer heading into week 4. We have not been able to get together to get our picks yet, but keep your eye on our Twitter page at Handoff Inside, and we will get our picks posted up before the start of Sunday afternoon's game. We, of course, obviously, this is Friday night that I'm recording this little recap for you guys. Obviously, we all picked the Thursday winner, and we all picked the Cincinnati Bengals to go over the Jacksonville Jaguars, which turned out to be correct despite the way it looked in the first half. So everybody has a point headed into Sunday, same as last week. So keep your eyes and ears over on our Twitter page at Handoff Inside. Keep an eye out on our Facebook page at Facebook.com/the Inside Handoff. Keep your eye on all of those places where we will continue bringing at you guys great content. And we'll be back next week with a full-length feature episode. For Jer and Zach, who obviously are not with me this evening, I'm Johnny V. I hope you guys enjoyed this recap of our Week 3 results from the Pick'em, as well as the first score update through the first 3 weeks of the season. Folks, we'll see you next week. We hope you enjoyed it. Ta-ta.